3 shots, 4 par, I just do 2. 1 putt, par 4, birdie, woohoo. New driver, info, replace, M2, par 5, fairway, what you fin do? Think I'll try to get on into, start right, good line, good view, it drew, shooter McGavin, 2 thumbs that's up.
This episode is brought to you by our friends over at Swannies. Clear your closet and get ready to upgrade your fall golf wardrobe over at swannies.co using the promo code SCREWS25. At swannies.co using the promo code SCREWS25. Celebrate pars. All right, Eastern Michigan. Another one. He's back. How are you, Cam?
Good, man. How you doing?
We're good, man. We're good. Like I was saying, I had it in my phone. I had it set up, our appointment in my phone. Bryce, did you get that reminder?
Well, I just got the email after I was already in the Zoom, so.
Oh, because I felt really prepared. I had set it up as an email, like an Outlook reminder to you and I, so I was feeling really good about it. And then I'm just sitting there. We were having a beer after the round, and like I was saying just a few minutes ago, we were playing 27, and I was like, "Oh, we got a pod tonight. I gotta get going. I gotta get out."
Yeah, I just got home from work. I literally walked in the door at 7:53.
So our travel's on a low scale though, Cam. So you've been traveling a little bit. You're back at school now, I guess.
Yeah, I got back late August, so it's been good. It's been a good month of work, and games kind of come in form.
Nice. Weather's good here in Michigan too. It's still pretty hot, so it's supposed to get pretty cold this weekend though.
Yeah, it was a toast. We were in Wisconsin, and it was like almost 30 one of the days. It was cooking.
It was hot today even.
It's nice to have that in October.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Except when you're hunting, you don't want it, but
no, I guess not too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were almost touching 80 today, the last couple of days, which was really nice. So, like I was saying, I was out there playing 27 in it today. So we're a couple times we were thinking it almost rolls you back. You don't even think that the snow will be on the ground. Not that much different for you guys, but the snow will be on the ground. And
I don't know. You know what's one of the most bizarre things for me, and this happened last year too, I think, is when all the leaves are falling and changing color, but it's still like 85 degrees out. It's the most it just screws with your mind so much when you're out there. It's crazy.
Make your mind up.
Yeah.
That was today, right? And then I feel like almost kind of mentally we're just denying what's around the corner. Oh, sorry, boys. We're just denying what's around the corner, right?
Yeah, well, I was reading something that we're going to get a really mild winter again, like last year, so we'll see.
That'd be all right. So how's things? How was it going back? Cam, last time we were talking, we were just right around the RBC Canadian Open qualifier, right?
Yeah, I think it was like the week before. So yeah, it was a busy summer. It was good. It was fun. It was like a little bit overwhelming, like a lot of played probably too much, more than I probably should have, just for like burnout purposes and stuff. I kind of wanted to just mentally prepare for what pro golf was going to be like, and some weeks you probably are going to have to play even when you don't feel as prepared as you want to be. And but it was good. I had success in spurts, and I felt like I played fairly well. I won a couple of invitationals, but nothing. I didn't do as well in what I've identified as majors. I had it going really well at Canadian AM. I was T7 going in the last round. I had a tough last day. Just pretty much everything that could have went wrong. But it was cool to just be in the mix, and I knew it could easily have went the other way. Just kind of how it panned out that day. It was definitely one of the toughest ones to swallow for my career. But I took more away from the first 3 rounds than I did from the last round, just because you have to be at a certain level to even get in the mix. So I felt like my game had come so far, considering 2 years ago I probably would have been happy just to make the cut at a Canadian AM, let alone be contending. So
it was pretty miserable too. The weather on the last day was pretty bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, it was rainy and windy, and I mean the scores were not good. I just had a couple really weird situations and holes that just kind of nightmare stuff like that. Just
battle.
Yeah, you just don't, you can't prepare yourself mentally for that. And it was just crazy weird stuff, against the lip of a bunker and just slid under it twice.
Yeah.
Skew, and just stuff that's like sort of out of your control, but like just one of those days. Like my Bushnell died on the first hole. Like it was just kind of one of those days, and it was too bad that it had to go like that. But like I felt like it, like I've played very solid golf like since then. I feel like because of that, and just like soaking all the like misery that came with that, because like it felt like I could have easily went out there and grinded out something like around par or under par and closed it out. But like I know that like eventually that's coming. Like I just have to be super patient, and that's what it taught me, is just to be patient. And I don't think I
That's
was
that's probably good. I mean, going into school and stuff, kind of being content or happy with your game. I mean, yeah, you had one bad round, but you had three good ones, you were saying, and probably got the confidence up a little going into school and stuff towards the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean I felt as though it was like I'd been playing well all summer, but like just the results weren't coming yet. So I was just like kept saying to like my support system, just like, yeah, I don't know, like I've been just solid. It's just like a couple loose bogeys here and just like not quite clicking. And it's sort of came together that week. I mean, a couple of the rounds I hit it so good that I really should have been a few better, but like I just felt like the game was sort of trending in the right direction, and the confidence kind of definitely came into school, and I feel like I'm like just sort of happy with who I am now. And this year, all my goals are more like process oriented, because in years past it's been all about results for me and performing, and just way too stressful of a 8 month period. So I'm trying to just like enjoy the process and journey. Like I always say that to people, but like I've never really lived it. So I'm trying to just sort of live that side of my life out, and like try to be like a good influence for my teammates, and just be like just have them be more content with like themselves. Because like I guess like that's the side that I wish I had like the last 3 years, is just like being okay with just being me, instead of like trying to win all these tournaments, or like I've always just kind of been an overachiever, or tried to feel like I have to fill this void, versus just being like cool with being me, and just like soaking in like being Cam Kellett instead of trying to be somebody else.
That's a great thought process to have, especially in school, because I know firsthand how hard it is to juggle sports in school. When I played hockey, I didn't really do the school part of it, but it'd be a lot less stress on you just playing your game and being happy with your game. And I mean, if you get a few finishes that you're happy with, it's just a kind of a bonus at that point, right?
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, is like years prior, it's all these like scoring goals, and all these like top 5 goals, and like 2 wins, 3 wins, or like things I haven't done before, that I just like I'm almost like over like shooting really really high, just because I feel like that would make my day-to-day life like push me harder. But then it just became like overwhelming, where it was like, well, I'm just like not playing like golf like myself at all, and I'm not like enjoying it. So like even last year I just felt like the weight of like I wasn't even sure if I thought I might be finishing last year, but I knew I was probably coming back. So just the weight of it all, and like I guess this summer was good for me, because I got to learn from a lot of negative and positive results. So it was like, and I didn't really feel like much different of a person after like any of them. So I realized like, and was saying this to my teammate the other night in the hotel. I was like, like this whole process for us is just the beautiful part of it. And like that's what I think a lot of college golfers don't get, is like they're so hard on themselves, and like they don't see like the beauty in all of it, instead of just like, and I mean I still don't do it. Like if I'm having a poor round, I still like suffer from that sort of mental block of just like, oh, like this sucks. But like in reality, it's still awesome, like the whole experience, and I'm just trying to soak that in.
Well, yeah, in reality, you're at university playing golf, out there a few times a week, 3-4 times a week, whatever it may be. Do you think now, Cam, like do you think, how do I word this? Like, did you identify as a golfer? Do you think in the past, like when people are like, who's Cam Kellett? Would you say like, oh, I'm a golfer? And
Yeah.
now it's sounding like you're saying like there's more to you than that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Like that was definitely like all that's all I've like ever really identified as, and I think that's why I put so much pressure on myself and like felt the emotions so like heavily
Right.
at home is that like, oh, it's all I have. Like I have to do so well. I have to do this. And then I guess really when I started blogging and I started just trying to search out new endeavors to like better myself mentally because I was in like a bad place, that it really opened my eyes up to like I'm way more like I have way more to offer people and to offer myself than just like being a good golfer. Like that's just a part of who I am and like like my main passion and goal. So like yeah, definitely more just like perspective now rather than like um one goal, small minded, like don't see the full picture, kind of just like all or nothing mentality.
Right.
That's like a toxic sort of mentality that I've kind of spiraled in the past. And it's like a part of me that still comes up a lot of the times, and that I have to be like compassionate with and not like let it overtake me, because it's very easy when things get spiraling the wrong way to just think that everything's going down like down the toilet. But at the end of the day, like I just try to take it for what it is now, and like it's I think a lot easier to digest and not like feel like it's the end of the world versus like before when I was just a golfer.
Yeah.
In my mind, it's like everything is the end of the world.
So along with like having those thoughts, thinking about that a lot more, like reminding yourself of that a lot more, kind of obviously speaking to people that are in your camp as well, are you trying to do more things away from the course to like take your mind off the game, or even just more things that you might enjoy to kind of, like you said, de-stress, like when we first got on the pod, like to de-stress or kind of do something that maybe you enjoy a little bit more, not that you don't enjoy golf, but just to kind of take your mind off the game?
Yeah, I feel like I still struggle with like allowing myself to like rest and like being okay with like doing things other than golf. But I would say like I've certainly been more open-minded for that. Like I started doing mobility like most days now, where I can, and that's kind of something I fell in love with, of like,
Like kind of instead of doing like a workout, you mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
instead of lifting, because like I was lifting but I wasn't really stretching. So, and I was like kind of like a constant like nagging neck injury that would just like pop up here and there and affect my performance and my stress levels. So like trying that and trying new things and like continuing my therapy like at school with my therapist here, and just like all the stuff I know. Well, but to answer your question, like I guess like not really. I don't really venture into like trying crazy new things. I just try to stick with the things that I know that work well for me, and then just like when it's my downtime, or just try to be like as present with that, like when I'm FaceTiming my girlfriend or talking to my parents or just watching Netflix, just trying to like get fully invested in like that and just like let go of the stresses of my life and like my pursuit and my goals, instead of like um, I would say it's like 30% to 50% of my energy is focused on that now versus like 80 or 90. So yeah, I feel like I'm just always trying to find new things that are going to help me think as clearly and make like as good decisions as I can.
What are you watching right now?
I just finished Suits last night.
Oh,
Okay.
favorite show in the world.
Yeah.
So good.
Like that.
So yeah, I'm actually looking for a new endeavor, but
It's kind of a chick flick, but me and my wife been watching Heartland lately. I don't know if you know that one. It's kind of a chick flick, but I'm fully hooked on it. That's a good one.
okay, Heartland. You got any recommendations?
I've watched a lot of Trash Truck. I got a 2-year-old, so
Yeah. Paw Patrol. Yeah.
we've been watching a lot
Patrol's
of
a
Paw
good one,
Patrol and
We
Trash
hopped on
Truck
that
and big Cars guy too, Lightning
Yeah,
McQueen.
Cars is a good one. I'll still watch Cars to this day. Cars is yeah.
But
How about my alarm is Paw Patrol because we always fall asleep to Friends. That's just what we fall asleep to, and it's on Nickelodeon like after whatever amount of hours, and then we always wake up to Paw Patrol. It's like my damn alarm. It's brutal.
no, I think I'm going through The Office for the 1,000th time now.
I've never watched it. Isn't that bad?
What?
Never.
I'm a
watched
big
it.
Office guy. Like I remember, like way back when it was out, I was working at a gym. I'd always take my lunch break like at 8 o'clock on a Thursday night, so I could watch The Office in the change room. Like, I just love that show. I just continue to watch it and watch it and watch it.
Did you guys watch Shorzy? The few seasons.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen
that.
that.
Comical.
I think my sister was saying that she watched
Hilarious.
it. Yeah. I know a few people that are in that show,
Funny.
so
Yeah,
because it's a lot of like local people around here.
Yeah, I had a few buddies who did some of like the players and like
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, so I watched this movie the other night called Reptile. It was okay. Justin Timberlake. It was okay, but it's hard, man. It's hard to like really find shows to sink into right now. I watched Suits, and then by the end of Suits, I felt like a lot of the episodes felt like the same.
Yeah, I don't know. People are saying that. I mean, I kind of saw it once people like mentioned that, or I saw that on Instagram. But like, I guess I was just too hooked into the plot to like.
I'm the same way. Looking back, I can see that.
You guys can't see it, but it knows. It's
looking back, like to episodes, I can see that. But at least it was like different scenarios. It wasn't like like Outer Banks was good. I loved it, but it was also like the same thing over and over. They're just getting chased every episode by someone, or like I don't know. Outer Banks is good. Like
after you said that, Bryce, I watched a little bit of it, and I found that it was the same too. And then I think I got into something else, and I just stopped watching it. But
I was just that Outer Banks is such a thriller. Every episode, it just caught me hooked. And I was just dialed in all the time. Have you seen that, Cam?
Just the first couple episodes. I have to like invest.
Yeah.
I'm just more of a movie guy.
I'm more of a YouTube guy. I barely watch TV or movies. I just watch YouTube.
I've been watching a ton of YouTube. I watched the Ray Donovan movie the other night. If you guys watch Ray Donovan,
no.
Oh, it's so good, man. It's one of the best shows that you can watch. Like it's he's like a Hollywood like fixer. So when like stars get into like when they get into issues and stuff, like if they've it starts off with like him walking into I think this is the first episode. It starts with like him walking like out of a bar, goes into his trunk, grabs a baseball bat, and then walks back in, and then walks back out a couple minutes later. And then there's like a pro basketball player who's like he like wakes up after partying with like a girl. She's in the bed like, and she dies or whatever. So they call him, and he comes and like fixes their problems and stuff. And then it goes into all these like different developments and stuff. It's a pretty cool show. I like it.
I'm in the middle of Jersey Jerry versus. I'm in the middle of Jersey Jerry versus Prez $10,000 9-hole match.
I saw that. I watched that.
Hilarious.
Yeah, they're so bad, man.
Oh, it's brutal.
It's so bad watching those guys. But I watched like I think it was premiering when I was watching it, so I just continued, and then I saw the last like 3 or 4 holes, and it was pretty tough to watch, man. Like it's not like Trent would do well against those guys.
He'd beat them both.
It'd be he'd beat up on them pretty good. But yeah, if you're do you know Liev Schreiber? Have you heard of him as an actor? He's the guy who does Ray Donovan. So if you can watch that show, it's a golf pod. We've gone way off base here, but
we always do.
Ray Donovan's good. Entourage is good if you're into like old shows. Yeah, Entourage is so good. But I'm obviously going to tell you The Office. The Office is all time. Apparently, there's a reboot coming with a bunch of different cast members and stuff.
It won't be the same.
No, it'd never be the same. Never.
Yellowstone, I've never seen it, but everyone who sees it says it's amazing.
Yeah, my parents got hooked on that.
Yeah,
so did mine. Yeah.
I didn't watch that one either. A few people mentioned that. I just never really got into it. But I find like I'm the same. Like I invest a lot when I get like really into a show, and then I kind of finish it, and then I decompress from like TV for a while. But I watch a lot of like poker streams and stuff. I still play a little bit.
So I watch a lot of YouTube. Shows with me and Shay are brutal because like she'll fall asleep 20 minutes into it, and I'll end up watching 3 episodes, and and then we'll get in bed the next night, and she's like, all right, I got to go back. And I'm like, just rewatching 3 episodes again. It's just a hassle
I've
for
done
me.
that a lot where I just never admit that I watched it. I continue
Yeah.
watching it, and then I'll just be playing like wordscapes on my phone during those parts or something like that until I pick something up. But yeah, so Cam, how's if we can take it back, our last conversation, you were just going to play, I think at Oshawa, or you had just finished Oshawa.
We just played it.
We had talked about some of those holes. So you then went and played Coppenwood. I think you were T9.
Yeah, something like that.
You played pretty well. I remember looking up. I remember following it, and we were kind of chatting a little bit. So how was that? I know we got a couple friends of the pod, Gordo and stuff, that are up there at Coppenwood. How was it? You play well? Do you remember?
Yeah, no, it was good. I mean, like I didn't play well, but like I really battled. Like it was kind of just like a reflection, I feel like, of how far I came as a golfer. I mean, I don't think I wasn't like proud of the result, but like I was, I think, like four over through like 10 holes, and I birdied like 4 of my last 5 to shoot even or something like that. So it was a good experience. I mean, like I was upset during the round, like because I knew I probably had to be at least
4 or 5
or 5 to have a chance. So,
Yeah.
But like I never really gave up. So that's kind of like what I took out of that and kind of ran with for my like the U.S. Open qualifier and just everything else for the summer. And I feel like I learned a lot of grit from the day and just kind of what it's going to take for when I get to the next level, and just like the amount of patience it takes, and how you just kind of need to sort of eliminate those weak stretches of golf, like on those days, and just really lock into being patient and disciplined. And I just wasn't executing as well as I could have.
Name a better feeling than buying something you know you can take and wear anywhere. Money spent on quality products is money well spent. Even more so when that purchase shows the same versatility as that fake laugh at your boss's dinner party. Why would you spend a fortune on clothes you'll only wear to the golf course when you could buy gear that belongs in any situation? Obviously, we'd all love to be playing 36 this weekend instead of the dreaded farmer's market or baby shower or whatever else you need to do, but that doesn't mean you need a change of clothes. Swannies is your go-to from work to golf to work to baby shower to farmer's market to work to golf and everything else in between. Screws25 at swannies.co. Screws25 at swannies.co for 25% off. Enjoy.
That's good to learn though, man. Like, cause like there are days where you just don't have it, and like everyone has them. And if you can grind out a decent score, I mean, it's a good skill to have in golf, I think.
Yeah, I think it taught me a lot about like managing my game, and that I've built off of for the rest of the summer. And yeah, I've played some really bad rounds that I've squeezed like even or one under out of, just trying to hit it in the right spots and manage my emotional state, and just kind of like be super patient. Like I always just go back to patience, but like it's so critical for me to be like not forcing anything or not trying to make putts or not trying to like, it's just everything just sort of needs to flow at a
Yeah,
certain.
the old saying, don't get too high, don't get too low, kind of, right?
Yeah, it's just sort of like a neutral mentality that I've kind of embraced. And it's hard because like some days where it's not as good as I want it to be, it's really hard to be neutral about it because you feel like you're swinging it really well, or you don't understand why things went how they did. But it's just it's a cruel game, and I feel like my time is coming, and I'm trying to just sit on that and just be patient with like the whole process of it. And this sounds super cliche. It's just like how it is though. Like just sticking to what I do well and getting better, like hammering at my weaknesses. So that's kind of what I took away from it.
So Cam, if we can come back to school, like I definitely want to talk about kind of how things have started, your teammates, how, you know, you're kind of setting yourself up for this year. But shortly after, I think shortly after Coppenwood there, you played you're the National Amateur Invitational Champion. Is that right? And that's at the NASH, right?
Yeah.
So how was that? How was that experience? That's obviously got to be one of the bigger things in your career.
It was awesome. It was really just it was an amazing day. Just like I was just really excited just to play the course, and I think I had my dad there caddying, and it was like a super rainy day. Like it was pouring rain the first 27 holes or something like that. I don't even know how they let us on the course, but they were just a phenomenal like the best invitational I've ever played in. Like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and just like anything you need. And the locker rooms, I had a steam room and a hot tub and a sauna, I think, between rounds. It was crazy. Yeah, just the whole experience was really cool. But I played really solid. Like I struck it really well the first round, and I'd never played the golf course before, so I didn't know what to expect. So it was just like I was just trying to take it as hole by hole as I could, and just try to understand the course, and just try to swing like as aggressively as I could. I think that was a benefit for me for not knowing the course because of how hard it is. And I played really solid. I shot even the first round, and I think I don't know. I think the closest guy was like 78 or something. It was just a really difficult day, but I feel like for me, like there's just always when there's a lot going on like that and rain and a lot to focus on. I feel like it's better for me, and just I like playing in the elements, and I'm always been a gritty sort of player, just like I like to grind it out, and I'm I'm good at like embracing that instead of just like I try not to complain about it, because like my dad always says everybody's got to play in it, so it's the same conditions for everybody. And yeah, I don't know, it was just a great experience. There was a lot of great players that I know in the field, and to win by that margin was like it was just a cool feeling, and just to know like my game had developed that much in the last couple of years was like very gratifying. Felt like I just took the whole day in really well. Like I was just excited to play the course, and my dad and I just made sure that I had fun and I enjoyed it, and regardless of the weather. And I think I did that, and I think it just paid dividends to my results. But overall, like even if I finished 10th, it would have been a great experience. But like winning it was definitely cool, and gave me a lot of confidence. Even though it's not like, like there's not like all the best college players there or whatever. It was still a great field, and I have a hard time taking in wins like for myself. It's just like I always find a way to like
downplay
it. Yeah. And
yeah. Hey, a win's a win. I don't care if it's a charity event or what it is. Everyone loves to win, man. Winning's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I feel like it's been easier the last like few months to like think of myself as a winner, and just like sort of sit with that feeling and not like be afraid to be confident. Yeah, be confident and just be like it was almost like I was ashamed before to be confident, and to be like I've worked for this, and like I deserve these results, instead of like, oh yeah, well there's like this and this, and you didn't do this, and you haven't done that, and I'm like always searching for the negative in my mind.
Yeah. Well, I always love the saying, if you don't believe in yourself, no one will. So
yeah, exactly. And it was pretty cool. Like after some of the longtime members there came up to me and said some really nice things. I remember one guy said like he'd played in it for so long, and he remembers when Mac Hughes won, and I think he said he shot the same as me, or like one worse or something, or I think he shot the same scores as me, but he's like the weather was really good that day, and just like if you can do that, like you can do anything, and just a lot of like really encouraging words. And it was just like it was just a special day, and like we rounded it out with some drinks after, and it was like a nice dinner, and it was kind of cool because I had like Charles Fitzsimmons was there too, who's like sort of a mentor of mine, and he's always very encouraging, and just a passionate, like driven individual. So to have him there and kind of celebrate and talk over like what I just accomplished was pretty cool. So yeah, the whole experience was awesome.
Well, and you're sitting with this jug, man. It looks like the Claret jug almost a little bit, right? That's a pretty cool looking trophy. Like just to pop that on the table with yourself, that's cool. I love that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Cam, do you find like you mentioned Mac Hughes there? Obviously, has won the same event where Mac Hughes is now. I think a 2-time PGA Tour winner, one of the best putters on the planet. Do you ever like try to compare yourself to any players like that, like whether it be Canadians or I find a lot of times Canadians do that, especially in golf, but are you ever trying to compare yourself to anybody, even if it's just like on a physical level, like with how your game is, like your swing, anything like that, or even like on a mental aspect? Like I was watching, I've watched quite a few videos with like Sahith Theegala and like the way that he kind of approaches the game and just like the way that he speaks to people and stuff. It's really impressive for a guy that's that young, right?
Right.
Do you try and like, you know, take pieces from what you can like with other players when they give it to you? It sounds like you're doing that now as like a senior or one of the more senior players on your team with your players, but or some of the guys that you're, you know, kind of playing with on your team. But is there, I guess the question I'm asking is, it seems like you're, you know, a really intelligent guy trying to take away these parts from different things, different parts of your life. Are you trying to grab pieces from really successful players to implement that into your game?
Yeah, I think like I've always been sort of somebody who wants to like figure things out, like like I've always tried to be just like a student of the game. Like I never really look at it like I have it figured out, or like I'm always sort of looking at like, oh, he does, like my swing coach often sends like videos of guys on tour that are doing things really well and moving their bodies in certain ways in their golf swings, and I'm always just trying to implement or like try it. If it felt good or if it felt more efficient, I'll utilize that. But if not, like just sort of back to what I'm doing and like drills and but yeah, in particular the mental side. I've been like much more open-minded the last like 3 years about that, and like way less emotional. I feel like the less emotional I've been on the course and really just from like watching guys on TV and watching like professional like PGA Tour players that I've played with or seen in person, I'm always just sort of, and even in college events, I'm always watching good players, not a lot, but like throughout the course of the round, and trying to learn from, you know, things like the way they hit a shot, or like the way they manipulate the face around the greens, or like slide the bounce through the rough, or get the ball to come out lower, higher, softer. Like I've become much more of a golf nerd in that sense, and but in particular the mental side of things. Like I'm always watching like interviews and just trying to learn from like the players' intellect on the PGA Tour, in the sense of how they go about their business and like their thought processes on the greens, and like the way they hit simple shots around the greens and where they hit complex shots. And yeah, I'm definitely one that like wants to know it all so I can sort of utilize what I need. I like to have like all the information with me so I don't feel like I'm sort of missing any pieces. Like I've got it all there. I just kind of have to understand how to use it for myself. So yeah, I'm definitely like that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. We were just talking with Mark Casula. Have you ever played with Mark?
Casulo, yeah.
Yeah. So he was saying kind of the same thing, right? So he knows what works really well for him in his game, but he likes to gather as much of the information as he can, try it, and if it doesn't work, just because it worked for somebody else, he might have, as he was saying, he was going through this like maturation process as a golfer. He's on to second stage of DP World Tour qualifying right now, and he's playing with like Jonathan Blix, which he's won 3 times on the PGA Tour, right? And he was saying like I was kind of like hanging with that guy, and so talking about like the mental aspect and saying like he's gotten to the point of where he can take that information in now, and like he'll maybe try something that he sees, maybe you like a move that you try, or somebody else that he sees, like I don't know, Justin Thomas or whoever it is, but if it doesn't work, he's gotten to that mental point in his game, or that point where he can say, okay, I really like that. I wish I could do that, but maybe it doesn't like work for my swing, and that's and that's okay. That's gonna be fine, right? So that's why I'm always kind of curious to see if do you have Cam Kellett's swing? Are you trying to like pick up different pieces from different players and kind of implement them to like enhance it, or are you pretty good at having like a quick return and you're just like, I don't like that, I don't hit that shot well, I don't have that in my game, and you kind of just move away from it, right?
Yeah. I feel like that's been the trend the last couple of years, especially, is like making sure that I'm not trying to hit shots that I know I can't, or that I don't do consistently well. Like that's something I struggled with, because I've struggled with spin like numbers with the driver for a couple of years, but like it's immensely better than it used to be. Like a couple of years ago, I was playing a 25 yard cut off the tee, like just my pat. That's just the way the numbers were falling. But like I would never ever try to hit a draw,
Right.
and like it was the same thing with the irons. And then I started to hit draws with my irons, but once I got comfortable with that shot, it's pretty much all I utilized, and I became okay with that. And that's something I've learned from like things like Decade and stuff, is you have to just get really good at one thing and really good at owning that, especially in pressure situations. Is like, well, you don't really need to be that anxious about it, because you own this shot, and like this is what like Cam Kellett does right here. And instead of like, oh, like I have to turn this one over on this hole because it's shaped this way.
Yeah.
Like you just hitting your shot. And I think like that's something I've bought into a lot more the last couple of years. And like that college golf has really taught me, is like just owning what you do well, and like leaning into your strengths when things aren't going well, and just figuring out a way to just get it in the hole, like rather than like, oh, like I need to just find this squeeze fade shot to play all the time on the tee because that's what the guys on TV are doing. Like, or like I need to hit the high draw because Rory's hitting the high draw, and
Right.
he's really good at it. Like, I guess I've just bought into just like accepting what I do well and then trying to like make that better, rather than like trying to be more like other players and trying to make my strengths the same as their strengths, when that's just not going to be the case.
They
Yeah.
don't ask how, they ask how many.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting better at so in my game, unfortunately, I still try to do that a little bit more often than I should. I'm like, oh, like I remember one time on this particular hole where I'm set up now, I hit this one shot, and I've tried it 85 times since then. It has not been successful, but there was that time that it was in 2004.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna try this again, and then afterwards, I'm getting better at like I'm at the point where I'm like, well, yeah, realistically, I didn't really have that shot, so I had no business hitting it. But I think, Bryce, or what we were saying is, remember Mark was talking about kind of how well he's playing against Jonathan Blix, or when Jonathan Blix was in his group, and like taking pieces from different players and trying them, but having just like a quick memory or that quick, erase point, or that eraser to just get rid of it if it didn't work for his game, right? So that's kind of what we were diving into there. And I think I'm trying to do that more. I really am. It's hard, like, and I'm just like a casual golfer now. Like, I'm just out there for the little money games here and there, and try to hit meat dog now and again, but like I think at any level, it's good for golfers to learn. And we talked about decade in length last time, just to try to like play what you can play. And if you have a certain shot, you hit that shot. Like I've played with so many guys so many times, and they're just like upset that a shot didn't work out the way that they expected. And I've thought to myself, like, I've never seen this guy hit that shot ever. Like,
Right.
it was never there. He never had that shot. So
Mm-hmm.
what was the expectation? And like, why are we putting ourselves through this type of punishment? Because it was never going to work out that way anyway, right? So
Yeah, I feel like that's helped my game a lot too. Is like I can't hit a draw with my driver. Like if I fully committed and tried, even if it's a par 5 that's 600 yards and I have to hit it left, I will hit hybrid because it just goes dead straight instead of a 20-yard cut that I have in my driver. I will lose the yardage to like just hit it straight to a point. I just can't. If I try to hit that draw, I can't do it. It's either a snap hook like in that reel, Mac. I tried to hit a
Yeah.
draw there and it just snap hooked, or I'll just completely lose it way right. So
I've been doing that a lot too. Yeah, off the tee,
Yeah.
like if I'm trying to like pound the ball a little bit, I feel like I'm just straight to the right.
Mhm.
As a lefty golfer, I'm just pulling it straight to the right. Like, and it's like 30 to 40 yards to the right. So if I could just like confidently set up, like, because I can still pull the shit out of the thing like 330, which is awesome. Usually it's OB by that point, but like if I could confidently set up 30 yards to the left as a lefty golfer, I would be great. But then I'd probably cross it, do some, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Or there's trees
And
left.
then you hit it dead straight.
exactly, man. Like,
It's not as easy. It's not as easy for everyone, right, Cam?
No, it's not. Like I really tried to slow. It's funny though, because I like really tried to slow my tempo down. Like I messaged Ziggy the other day, and I was like, we were talking about something, and I was like, Ziggy, I'm in a really dark place off the tee, and he said you just gotta find tempo down or whatever it is. So I've really tried to do that, and it's funny, man, because like you swing the club like not nearly as fast as normal, and you just try to like make sure you're finding the middle of the club face and things like that, and you still hit it like 280.
Yeah.
It's like the technology is so impressive, it's so good, and like that's all I need. I just need to I'm just like I'm dumping golf balls too. Like if Kirkland is listening, like Brycer and I are open to a Kirkland sponsor because like
Yeah.
we're just
For sure.
I'm just leaving. I'm leaving $20. Like I have to make some money in the cash games to pay for the golf balls I'm losing. It's going to be so bad, man. It's going to be so bad. But I do have a set of new irons in the bag, and I've hit those well. I had like, I've told this story to everybody I have because it's really cool, and I showed Bryce, and it's actually true. So I like didn't have a chance to hit them or anything like that. They're a set of Haywood MBs. He's out west here, Joshua Haywood. He's been on the pod a few times. The clubs are incredible. They're beautiful. And I was peeling the wrapper off the 7-iron, put the wrapper in my pocket, and on our first hole, it's a par 3 at Port Hope now because they've done some reconfiguration. I hit it to like 6 feet, won the meat dog on that day. It was just the coolest thing ever, man. Popping the wrapper right off and having no idea how far I hit that club, and yeah, missed the putt, but still made par.
That's a tough finish to the story.
It was a slider, like I had like a 6-foot slider with like a front pin. Anyway,
Was the pin on the right, front right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, and it was just like so it was okay though. But yeah, I actually had 3 out of, we got 5 par 3s. I had 3 of them on that day. I think it was 3 or maybe even 4, and the one that I lost was like by a foot to the guy in my group. So it was a good day. I actually hit the clubs really well, so it was all right. But
how about today? We played on punch greens. They were like just punched like yesterday, like they're freshly punched.
Oh yeah.
I just drained an 80-foot. I mean, it was long. I don't know if it was 80 feet, but it was a bomb, and then back to back, and then put a 40-footer in or something. And I was like, wow, I love punch greens.
You just have to hit it with the wedge off the
Well, it's because I'm a bad putter. I just hit it and just hope the bumps take it the right direction, you know?
Yeah, it's like Plinko.
Yeah, exactly. It was great. I had no control, and I didn't need control. It was just finding the cup. It was perfect.
I don't believe it, Cam. Since we talked last time, Bryce got into like full decade mode and shot a 66 like right after we talked.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I went low.
Yeah.
I was 617. Duck hooked it. I've never been so nervous above a golf shot in my life. It meant nothing. but I was shaking in my boots. Duck hooked it left into the trees. Found it. Probably should have just dropped and took my stroke. Tried to punch it out. Put myself behind another tree. Ended up making bogey and then shooting 5 under 66. But
Where was
could have
that
been Kensington Metro Park out by me. It's 6,600 yards. Nothing crazy. Pretty wide open track. I mean, I didn't really lose any balls, but even if it wasn't wide open, there was just something about that day where I couldn't miss. It was insane.
Hey man, I'd hit the ball in the hole. That's 66.
Yeah,
They don't ask
66,
how, they
man.
ask how many.
That's a pretty damn good score. But okay, so Cam, do we still got you for a few minutes? I know you've been traveling a bit, but can we still chat for a few minutes?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
All right. So you were just in you're in Nebraska?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Okay. So I was just checking there. So River Run Collegiate, that was the event that was a few weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, so you got a top 5 there, and then I don't think they have it updated for the last tournament that you played in, but things going pretty well in the game right now.
Yeah, no, I had a tough finish. Like, made a triple on our second last hole yesterday to go from I think I was 18th to finish 35th.
Yeah, triples hurt for sure.
Yeah, no, I dumped one in this hazard on this par 3. It was 200 dead into it and just hit a really bad 4-iron. But no, it's just I tried to take away. I had a double and a triple, which is really weird for me that day, and I think I was 1 over. So
wow.
Oh wow, okay.
Sounds like Blaker shooting 68 with 9 birdies.
Yeah. So I mean, it was kind of a strange finish, but yeah, everything's solid in the game. I just have to kind of polish up a few things in the short game, just kind of get it up and down a little bit more. And but I've been hitting it solid and driving it well, and feel confident on the greens. And game's been trending for a while, and I'm just trying to, like I said, just stay patient with it. But yeah, it feels like something good's around the corner. So I'm just trying to stay patient. We still got two events left, and then another 6 in the spring.
So how's the team? How are the guys? I know last time we were talking, it was you guys were all having a great time. Every time we talked to somebody at Eastern, whether it be Ty, Zach, Jake, the team always seems to be going. Everybody's always,
Yeah, it's a really good mesh. Yeah, everybody's really tight, and we're all just goofs. It's just a blast. Such different personalities, but just all such funny and witty individuals. So it's just it's such a great dynamic. And yeah, we're getting better. Our results are still no good this year, but we're a lot deeper, and we added 2 new guys. Avery's been playing really well, and then we have Xander as well. We got added, and yeah, everybody's been meshing and getting along really well. And I think it's just a matter of time before we kind of find our stride. And I'm optimistic. I really want, obviously, everybody to play well, and I think we're due for a good event. And we definitely struggled as a team last year, to put together rounds, and that was frustrating. But overall, as a team dynamic, it's great, and everybody's very supportive of each other, and it's kind of the same way it was when Ty and Coog and Zach were here. It's just it's a fun environment, and we all get along very well, and just try to push each other, but also know when to just kind of goof around and have fun.
Do you have any Canadians there currently?
Yeah, we have 5.
Oh,
5 and 5. So,
are any of the ones we talked to, Max, still there? They're all done now, right?
yeah, they're all done.
You're
They're
the only
all
one still there?
sophomore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is Zach still helping out with the team?
He's just mostly just doing his pro golf stuff.
Okay.
So we're missing him this year for sure. It was nice having him at events.
Yeah, it was fun to talk to him, man. He was a really cool guy. He had just played really well in a TPT event that was just down the road from where we are. And yeah, it was cool. It was really nice to talk to him. His approach to the game, like the way he thought about the game, was refreshing, man. It was nice.
Yeah, he's a very funny individual.
What's your home track that you guys play at over
Eagle Crest and Washtenaw.
here? Okay, good, nice track.
Yeah, Wash is solid. It's like always good greens, and
Yeah.
Eagle's like our home course, and it's a really nice layout, like right on Ford Lake, and
Yeah.
yeah, like really, the greens have been pretty good this semester. Like they're actually rolling probably like 10-ish, so that's like pretty solid for them. But yeah, like the greens is kind of the contributing factor to how good the course is playing, because the layout's awesome and it's always in good shape other than that.
Nice.
So Cam, you said you got a couple more events, and then you guys kind of go into the off season a little bit. Obviously, we've got some similar weather, so there's a lot of time where you guys can't golf. Are you guys working on anything specific in the off season, or do you try to kind of step away from the game a little bit? What's your plans?
No, I'm pretty full tilt, like all the way through. I try to just like, it's definitely easier for me to take a rest day or two in the off season, but like it'll be mostly just lifting and getting stronger, and just kind of getting back in the gym, and then, but it'll be reps every day, like swing wise. And we got an $8 million facility that
Nice.
they built for us. That's going to be done. They're kind of, well, they're not putting the finishing touches on it, but I think it'll be done in November or like December, early December. So that'll be awesome. Like, so I think most of our time will be spent there. It's gonna be sick. Like we got TrackMan, and there's like massive putting green and like a couple different artificial turfs to hit off of, and like a big screen that comes down that you can hit drivers into from 40 yards away. And
that's sweet, man.
Yeah, so that's gonna be huge just for everybody, just like to keep, mostly like especially for short game, because like that's obviously the biggest part is keeping your touch over the winter.
Right.
And that's going to be huge. So we're all really excited about that, and just having, like, it should be one of the best in the country. Like, I know it's going to be one of the top in the state, but like square footage wise and like the stuff we're going to have, it's pretty awesome. I'm like super grateful for that. So it's going to be,
you guys get full access to it too?
Yeah, it's like there's pretty much just the men's and women's golf team.
Love that, man.
Sweet.
You might as well just take everything in that room behind you there. Just
that's what I said. Like, I'm just gonna put my dad in there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow him one day in the dead of winter in December. Like, yeah, I'm with him.
Yeah, just pull up there and I'll find my way down there. That'd be.
He's got a pass. I'm with him.
That sounds great. We got to do an off-season pod when you're in there, and you can kind of give us a walkthrough.
Yeah, like a tour.
Like that. Yeah. That sounds great, man. Because that is one of the things too, where obviously there's an advantage. When we were talking with just recently, we mentioned with Mark, he ended up going down to, I think it was South Carolina. He said,
I think North Carolina or one of them. Yeah.
Well, because he was saying he went down so he could play golf more regularly, right? That was one of the options, but he had talked to a couple of universities up north here and stuff too, and that was one of the things that kind of brought him down south was the reason of being able to play golf a little bit more and whatnot. But $8 million facility with all of that sounds pretty good too, man. Just stay warm in there. I like that.
It's obviously still not the same as being outside and playing in wind and stuff like that, but like it's the closest thing you're gonna get. And like it just gives, like, it'll be nice to like not have to find a way to get better and like have the resource there, like that like the big schools get. And I don't know if they necessarily take it for granted, but like it would be a lot easier to take it for granted when you've had it the whole time. So just to have my last off season in a beautiful new facility will be pretty cool.
Now, just before we let you go, Cam, how's the thought process? Like I said, you're a really intelligent guy. You're constantly kind of thinking about yourself, the game. Are you thinking about what's happening after school? Or are you thinking about those next steps after you wrap things up in the spring?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much like that's everything that all of my goals are oriented towards. I just kind of am viewing this year as just professional golf preparation and just trying to take something from every week, and even every round, just learn from every round that I'm out there, and just always be journaling and writing down highlights and trying to remember like my ability and what I have to look forward to, and everything I'm doing is oriented towards that, and very, very excited for turning pro. And I'll be turning pro in May, like right after school, and then probably do Q school like while I'm still in school for PGA Americas or whatever it's called, Mackenzie Merger Tour or whatever. So yeah, everything I'm doing is just, that's why it's a lot easier to stay patient, I think, this year, and just view it as this is just preparation, and you're just trying to build off of something every week, even if it was a bad week. Like, so it's a lot easier on me. I have to say, like, it's still just as hard, but like the bad days are definitely a lot easier to let go of, because I'm more focused on long-term goals and big picture stuff.
Well, that's gonna happen, man. It's like, it's golf, right? We hear that all the time, but it's golf.
Highs and
like
lows.
There's so many highs, there's so many lows. Like, I'm surprised Bryce didn't mention his follow-up round with that one. Like, I was talking today about how the one guy I was playing with, the great guy Darren Stetter, and he played lights out on the front. We were kind of both talking about how we have this one freak round where we're like 1 or 2 under on the front, and then like just like 13 over or something on the back. And like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago we talked with Brandon Cubitt from New Nine, and that's like literally the brand name is New Nine, and that's just golf, right? It's gonna happen. There's gonna be highs, there's gonna be lows, and one of the cool things that we're starting to learn is like that mental aspect, and what players are starting to kind of focus in on that a little bit more, right? So that next step's there, man. It seems like you got the mental game for it, Cam. We're excited, man. We're excited to see how it goes. It's kind of fun watching, tracking your play and stuff like that. It's cool, man. So I appreciate you coming back on. This was a lot of fun. Hopefully we didn't take too much of your time, but we just spent an hour. It seemed like we were just kind of chatting like old friends. It was cool, man.
Yeah, that was awesome. Glad we could catch up again.
Yeah, so maybe when you do Q school, you're gonna do the I don't know if they named it when they've done like that full merger with like.
I think it's PGA Americas.
Yeah, that does sound right. One of the guys was telling us about that, but maybe in around that time or something, we can loop back and have a chat and see how things are going.
Definitely, yeah, love that.
All right, buddy. All the best next couple of weeks, and then enjoy that facility. We're gonna have to see that. We're gonna have to like have a chat with you before that, because I feel like you'll be able to sit in a comfy bean chair or something like that, throw a mic in your hand, and just kind of show us show us around a little bit.
Absolutely.
All right, Cam. All the best, man. Good luck in the next couple of weeks, and we'll do it again soon. We'll chat again soon.
Sounds good. This
episode is brought to you by our friends over at Swannies Golf. Swannies.co, using the promo code SCREWS25 for 25% off. Over at Swannies.co, using the promo code SCREWS25. Celebrate pars, and we'll see you next Friday.
He's out in my ball in the course, so I tee up. I lose the ball and I re-up. I miss a fairway, I probably end up in the ocean or maybe the beach. And I'm on a par 5 and I'm finna go reach it. Second was blind, I ain't see it. Feel like it might be an albatross.